Welcome back to Judo3 YouTube channel. Okay, this is part 5 of the Willem Winter C1518 slash SDX rotator and controller upgrade, and we are in working test mode. I've had to set the my little photo booth up a bit better than before with extra lighting. I've got an extra couple of lights there and there because my lighting was not enough, so I probably see shadows as I'm putting my hands through here, so I'm sorry about that, but I just need to get more light down the front here because my lights are all above. So but yeah, so it is now working. I have done all my alignments and basically it is now working. So basically I'll quickly show you what I had to do with the controller. I've actually repositioned my wires into the side because they're interfering with this wire here. So again, this is like R&D, getting things working. So this is basically all together now. So just I'll take a bit of a spin round there. So basically it's all together. So while I've got it up in the air, I'm going to plug it in on my little test lead here, because we're going to take it for a bit of a drive, show you it all working. Of course now I just moved everything. Now it's probably knocking me back in the same position. I'll have to set it back up again now. Rats. Okay, oh yeah, not too bad. We'll be able to get to the direction switches. So I've set up on top of a box, and because of that, this makes everything higher because there's a big stainless steel pipe coming out the bottom of that one there. So okie dokie. So let's get started. So let's turn him on. It's got LED lighting in here, but you won't see it because I've got so much light here now. So basically, another thing I had to do, since this controller runs in the preset, runs 0 degrees right around to 450 degrees, so it's a north through to east with a 90-degree overlap rotation wise. So I did set this one up, the rotator up, for a end at south. Well, we can't do it because now the writing on the preset is 0 through to, so I had to relabel everything. So basically that's why you probably can't see it in there, but there's a north point down in there now. So basically we're turned on. So with this controller it has slight ramp up and ramp down in manual mode now, because it is technically the PCB and power board for the 2800 Yaesu SDX. This is the board that I put into this thing because the original board was stuffed. So basically when you kick this in the guts, you'll see it ramp up slowly. I've got it going flat out. When you take your finger off the button, it ramps down. So basically I can turn the speed right down. I can actually turn it up. Oh, here we go. We're going into our limit mode now. I'm in the wrong position. Actually, that's right. I'm in the wrong. I started at north. We're in the overlap mode. So the actual overlap light has actually come on. I didn't rotate it back when I set this up. So we're in overlap mode. I can see it's just touching the slow speed. What I should do is I'll back it out just to show you this working. Right, we'll get us in the, there we go, manual mode. So I'm going to drive into till it goes into slow speed mode. There it goes into, it's like really slow, and then it will turn off. So basically we're getting about, as you can see in here, your angle's probably not too good, we've got about 75 degrees, just over 75 degree overlap. So that's about as far as I'm going to get on this. So basically we're all good. So it's about as much as I can get out of this rotator in this configuration. Another thing I did too, I replaced one of the arms in this, which I'd actually cut down on the top ones, because just the control was not enough to control everything. So longer arms, or back to the longer arm, which I still had it shortened slightly. So we'll do a bit of a left turn. come out of there, we can play around with the speed. We'll take about the half speed. Speed her up, slow it down. As you can see the knock arm coming through here. I've got this set up as, oh, here we are. I might try and turn it a bit more, maybe about there somewhere. Oh, I'm bumping everything. So there we go. See things that's going around now. Right, west. So the marked west is just there, which we just passed it, so we're looking good. And this is all in manual mode, so basically when we I'll turn this back up a bit higher. I bumped it, didn't need to do that. There's south. So south is basically directly across over in there. You've got to get used to the manual ramp down, because it's actually after you remove your finger it slows down, so you've got to compensate for that when you're doing the manual mode, because you want to go to east, you say 5 degrees early, like now. You do that, you'd say 10 degrees early, or you'd probably say 8 to 10 degrees early for the ramp down to take effect. So we're coming around, we're going to come in towards the slow speed mode. I'm going flat out just to show it working. Here it goes. Ramps it right down to even quarter speed. And then basically here we are at north. So basically we'll now do just another rotation just for the hell of it. We'll do a 180, so we'll go back around to 180 and we'll press the start button. There's a slight ramp up on startup, and it will do a ramp down when it gets to the preset point. So hands free, hands up here. So dial preset's a good thing, because you can actually, I'll let it go flat out and I'll show you the ramp down when it comes to here. So about 10 degrees early, I think it is, it will actually go into slow speed mode. There we are, ramp down, and the alignment on this was quite involved, because I had to physically reset the pot position to get this to work exactly right. I had all my end stops working, but this south point was out, so I had to physically take the knob off, move it around and stuff around. So your alignment on this is, you've got a lot more alignment bits and pieces you can do. So we can actually, we'll go around to there, which is west. It's probably not 100% equal on the two outsides, but at least we've got the halfways. It's very ambiguous, this dial up here, so I got it as best as I could. So it's just going up slightly short, so we've got to take it slightly more. So we'll take this, but you go to south. I can get my south line marked up. Press the start button. Sorry, north I should say. So used to my working in the other way around, I just got to think reverse now. North, not south. My bad. Oh yeah, I was probably a little bit over, but yeah, so we are pretty good. So basically we can actually even drive it. Well, we're not going to get the whole drive, so we'll just take it into there. We go into overlap mode. The overlap light will come on. You can see this in here. We're going to slow speed mode. It did it again. There we go, as far as we can go. In the dial doesn't read exactly right. There we go, back to where we started from, or where before. So basically there we are. We can now go back to, oh, we'll go back to 360, we'll go back to north anyway. Oh, we need to go right the way around, don't we? We'll take back to our start point. Why not? Let's go 180. Let's go back there and set it back there in the south. Got to get used to these, the way they're written this. It's like, yeah. They should have written 90 degrees on here, and yeah, 90 degrees, 360, and this should have been 270 down here. It's like, yeah, just the way they wrote it. It's just a continuation. So there we go. This is now working, and working beautifully. The worm gear and wheel is not greased yet, and neither is the potentiometer pot. I will be doing that next. There we go. We're getting our south point. There we are. and it's pretty well smack bang on. So there we go. We are now up and running. Everything is looking good. I've tossed the top casings off this. The top casing will be going on, and I'll be putting the top housing on this after I grease everything up and do final checks. So we shall be back for that. Catch you later. Okay, we're back. I have just finished greasing everything up, including a little bit on the bearing, a little bit on the seal area, which where the seal goes. Worm gear is all greased up. Actually, I might try and spin him around. I've actually added a pool of grease, if you can call the pool of grease, in here, just so it keeps re-greasing itself. I've added more grease into here, so that's molybdenum disulfite grease that I'm using. So everything is greased up nicely. I've done a final test. Everything is working fine. So basically, it is now time to put this big, monstrous top housing on. So here we go. Let's see if we can work around the camera. This is bloody heavy. If it was heavy before, it's going to be even heavier now. The camera is a bit hard. I'm shaking the camera a bit. Okay, so there's that. We should be able to, when I find the holes, put some screws in, if it's lined up, of course. Should be lined up. It's a bit low on one side. Okay. Get some screws in somehow. Right, there's one that's lined up. Okay, these are just short screws, and they've got a recess to go into. If you looked at the first video, the very first video I did, the disassembly of this, we had to remove these screws and put them into a threaded hole to pop the housing off, which I thought was a good idea. I'm probably going to have to remove these again anyway, put Loctite on them, but at the present moment I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to get them all in loosely and get it all popped down and locked into place, and then I will worry about just removing every individual one and Loctiting it then once it's all down in position. You probably can't see what I'm doing. I'm going to try and move it back, but I'm trying to work around the camera as well. It doesn't help. Where's the next one? There's the next one here. Might turn the actual camera down a bit. Here we are. Might help. There's the next one. Over here. Spin around a bit more. I think we've got one more. Yep. Okie dokie, so now I've got them in, we can nip them down. Oh, wrong one. Let's work our way around, just as you bring it down. Where's that last one? There he is. Rightio. This one will take a bit more to do because... Oh, can I get this in here? Oh, maybe I can. Little ball on the end of these sockets is really good for angles. thought that angle might be a little bit too far, but it's going to work. So okay, righty, there we go. Let's go back around over here. This one in a bit more. And the next one. It's a gradual process. I actually put some grease on the seal as a big O-ring on the edge of this, as you saw it before. There's a big O-ring there, and I've also done a bit of grease on the inside of the step, just to make this the actual O-ring slip over the O-ring, so it seals it better and doesn't cause me any grease by pinching the actual physical O-ring. We don't want that. What I'll probably do is I'll probably turn this upside down to finish this off, I think. Yep, make it easier for me to do this. It's actually on now. Oh, forgot to get the seal. Okay, here's the seal. Seal's in good condition. I forgot to grease this, but I'm going to be putting a bit of grease in the two ribs on this one. So I'm just going to put a little bit of grease in the groove. This will actually help it seal that up once it goes on. Actually, and it will help keep the actual rubber soft. I'm going to put a little bit down in here as well, just to keep the rubber soft. I should have done this before, but I forgot to. I've already put grease around the inside of that there. I will probably do the outside of this as well. This will help let it go in. Look, make a mess of myself, and also repel water and all sorts of stuff. I probably should have a hammer here, but I better go and get one just to knock this in. We'll see how it goes anyway. Yeah, I need a hammer. Just a little tap tap and it'll be going in. Of course the back went in. There we are. All down. Wipe off any excess on the shaft. Rightio, so what I'm going to do is I'll stop there, and I shall invert this, and then I'll remove each one of those screws, and I shall put a bit of Loctite on them. So I shall be back. Okay, we're back. Just set this up a bit more. Try to get it as close to the back of my work table as possible. I'm just going to get these screws out one by one, and I use this. I probably can't read anymore. I can't even read it myself. I think it was Three Brothers. Three Bond. I think it was three something like that. So I use that one. It's the red one I use, just to help keep this bolts where they're meant to be. I'll just push them in lightly for now, and then I'll come back and I'll nip them all up. Which makes it just a little bit easier. Hope if I get work in front of the camera would be a good idea. this thing is just about ready. And there's one more thing to be done. I'm getting a output flange and a mast clamp from a Create RC10S. It's in an order. It's coming from Japan shortly, probably here in a month, I dare say. They did say it was about 4 weeks. So that will be going, and I'll show what's happening with that at a later date. But it will be going onto the sleeve that goes, the stainless steel sleeve that goes over the top mast section. And at the present moment, I'm thinking of getting the stainless steel, the output flange welded to the oops, can't see this one. Welded to the sleeve, the stainless steel sleeve. So basically, it can be removed, so you can disassemble things. So yeah, that is a plan at the present moment. I've already ordered this flange and the mast bracket. They're heavy duty. They can handle big sizes. So that's a Create RC1518S. So basically I'm just going to adapt that to work with this rotator. Since the RC10S is a fairly big rotator, I mean, it weighs about the same amount of weight as this one, and is tower mountable if you wanted it to be. It's not the biggest that Create make, but it's quite big. I mean, they do an RC20 or 40, and I think there's another one there as well, and they actually tower rotating ones, so they rotate whole towers. So okay, there's all our did I do this one here? I can't remember if I did it. I'll check. Did I do this one here? I can't remember. Yes, I did this one here. Okay. Righty. Let's get things on the road. As you can see, I've actually got the LTW socket in here. That was all wired in. New screws. Working around the camera here. Oh, bloody hell. This has been a long project, this one. I think we've made it just a little bit better than it was before. And this one up the bottom here. Righty-o-ty. Okay. Snip that one up again. No, they're all good. Righty-o-ty. Okay, we are, all intents and purposes, all good. All back together again. I've now put the actual housing onto the controller. I shall show you that next. I'll be back. Okie doke. I'll put this up. I now have the repainted casing on the controller now, and I've got some different feet. This one never came with any feet, so I've used some other versions, improvising, whatnot. So basically this is all ready and raring to go. As I said, all I need to do, and I'll just show you what I'm going to be doing. I'll just move the controller out of the road. As I mentioned before, this is a sleeve. This is stainless steel, and it's about, geez, I think it's 10mm thick or something. This slides over this and locks into position. There's pins going through here and the bottom, and a bolt going through there, and a lock pin going here. So the plan is to get this output flange, the Create output flange, which is an MC64, I think it's called, and do some modifications to it, and it's going to be welded straight to the top of here. number one thing it will do, it will stop moisture getting down on this section in between the two shaft and grime and crap and garbage, because this was a little bit hard to get off because it's totally open. There's no cover, so crap and garbage can get between the two surfaces. I mean, it is stainless steel, so it's probably not going to bind up that much, but it was a bit hard to get off. So this is what I'm planning on doing. So the output flange will be here. It's probably about that size, and then the mast clamp will sit on top of that. So that's what I'm doing with this. It's not a cheap exercise, but trying to mount an antenna to this clamp thing, there's not a lot of room, so I decided to go down this route. So we'll just see how we go with that. So we shall leave that there. Might move that back to there. Alrighty, we're basically done. Done and dusted. I might actually physically fire this up and you can physically see it working again. But at all intents and purposes, this rotator is done. I shall catch you in the next project.